Hello everybody, welcome to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Moseby. How are ya? It's good to see you. It's nice to have you back with us. We've had a day today. It's been a day. What a day. What a day. Keep thinking it's Wednesday, but it's not. It's Thursday. It's the Sheena Thursday. She's totally confuzzled us, but we don't mind actually because she's come in and confused us. And at the same time, she has dazzled us and wowed us and mesmerized us. She's brought us some razzle dazzle because she has been wowing us with this brand new launch, which you guys have loved. I'll get onto that in just a second. Let me though take care of some business because of course it is National Craft Month, you know by now. We've only got 10 days of it left. Where's March gone? Where is March going? 10 days left to celebrate with us. We are celebrating by bringing you codes, discount codes, that's what you love. And of course this week we're celebrating mixed media, hence today, NCM Mixed Media is your code. Use that and get 30% off selected mixed media items. It's all there for you on the web. We did have people asking earlier on saying, oh, what can I use that code on? It's all laid out, and if you're not sure, best thing to do is just type that code in at checkout, and if it works, marvelous. Also, loads of great deals, loads of great launches for you, as we've already done today, but this next show is what we're sort of titling a mixed media masterclass. So you are going to see lots of hints, tips, ideas. We're going to be bringing lots of goodies that we've got on the show. So do shop the show, but we are going to be incorporating, back by popular demand, the brand new launch of these amazing masks, as you guys loved the 2 hours. So we thought we'd bring you more, and it's going to be great for those of you that didn't see the earlier show. What I will say straight from the top, before we get into it in too much detail, if you want the collection, go quickly, because we're talking 60% of the stock gone. It's a very, very busy collection, and one of the main reasons for that, I think, is the fact that the lovely Sheena is here, and in the earlier show, just showed us so many demos, and I think my favourite thing about that show, Sheena, is the fact that we had a lot of people going, oh, don't know, mixed media, and they were going, oh, masks, I'm not quite sure, and by the end of the show, we had people going, oh, they're not that scary at all, actually.
Exactly, I can do that.
Yeah.
That's not all that, I can make them. Yeah, you can. Yeah, I think we should do that again. We should start off easy peasy, and then take it a bit further like we did.
Are you as well up for kind of, if people, because the masterclass, people, you know, ask questions and see requests. If people got any requests or questions, are you up for doing that?
Absolutely, yeah, okay. Because if you got the stuff here, we might as well play. We don't know what you want until you ask us, and then we can do it, for sure. Yeah,
whatever you want, ask, and we will try and do. You know, if you want singing and dancing and impressions, in and amongst the crafting, you just ask and we will. What I would say to you is check out the show and the shop today, because we've got things like duet ink pads, we've got pigment ink pads, we've got sprays, we've got all sorts of goodies on there alongside the new launch, so do fill up your baskets. And because I know you guys love it, normally when we have Sheena here on a Wednesday during Beautiful Beginnings, we do our Essentials Corner. Are you up for a bit of a Q&A session at the end of the show? Say, I don't know, final 25 minutes or so. All things mixed media. If you have any burning questions, we're quite happy to go and take our seats in Essentials Corner and answer those questions. So fire them in. If there's anything pertaining to what we're doing, you know, at the time, we'll answer your question then. However, if you've got one more general question you want to ask, put it to Sheena. We'll do that towards the end of the show if we get enough questions. Becky's on the socials tonight, and already in is Polly Coe in Florida. Amber Ray says, good morning, y'all. Good morning. Deb Jones, what a wonderful first show it was. Cannot wait to see this one. Outstanding, Sheena and Ben, says Deb.
Oh,
see who that is.
Thank you. That's lovely. Cheers.
Shazar says, back again for more wonderful inspiration. Cheryl says, good morning, crafty friends, watching from work here in Alaska. Christine Mahoney says, hello, everyone from upstate New York. Maricel Cueto says, hello all, it's still morning in California, but I hope everyone is having a great and crafty day. We are. Jeanette Shirley says, back for some more Sheena magic and inspiration. Dawn LaValle is in from New Hampshire. Lynn Harvey says, hi Ben, Sheena, the amazing team, the wonderful social superstar and everyone. I hope you're all well and having a great day. We are. And Kathy Green is in saying, hi Sheena and Ben from a chilly Mechanicsburg. Whoop, 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 whoop. Loved what I saw of the earlier show, but work got in the way. Work.
Oh,
work.
What?
Schmirk.
Pesky work.
Work, yada. Anyway, here come the deets. This is the full set of your masks, 11-piece collection, £32 or $48. Look at all the beautiful masks that you've got in their sort of simplest form, if you like, on the boards. And what was really nice about the earlier shows, I just flicked through these, is do definitely go back and watch it. We had like the first demo where Sheena was just literally adding a little bit of ink to one of the masks and creating a really beautiful card with a little bit of matting and layering, adding a sentiment. And that's what you can do with these in their simplest form. Everybody can do this. And that's why I think so many people jumped in and thought, yeah, do you know what? Even in their simplest form, something like this, it's a great card, really easy to achieve with all of your different kind of ink pads that you might have. But then we went on to see lots of other techniques, bringing in different colors, bringing in different mediums. And it just shows, I think, that working with these is very achievable no matter where you are on your crafty journey, but they are certainly, to quote our Debbie Robinson, not a one-trick pony, because there's no one-trick ponies here, no. So grab these, jump in and get them whilst we still have them, because they are phenomenal. And if you're looking at them right now and you're scratching your head going, not quite sure how to get the best from them, stick with us, because you will see how to get the very best. And go back and watch the earlier show as well. No doubt it'll be repeated on CTV 24/7. Because there's some great hints and tips and ideas. All of those masks you're getting for £32 or $48. And if you do want to go individually, they are all available as individual items, so you can pick and choose the ones that you love the most. But the main value for money is right here, and go quickly on that because we are at 60% of the stock of the collection gone. Right, one more final hello for now, says Carolyn Wilson on Facebook. Earlier show was amazing. Looking forward to more inspiration. Sheena is a wizard. She is a wizard. So let's get on over to her wizardy. Where do wizards live? Let's get on over to Sheena's wizardy wizard house and see what she's going to wizard up for us.
Bless. Shall we have a bit of play and then look at some samples?
Yes.
Yeah, go on then.
Come on.
So let me show you how simple these can be, how but effective. Right. Yeah. So here we're going to use the dandelion. So the first thing we need to do is get this little guy to stick and stay in place while we put a bit of ink on it. And the best way I know to do that is to put it against a little bit of either a spray booth or a piece of old cardboard or whatever, and give it a blast with stick and spray. Okay. Because that's the repositionable, the stick and spray, not stick and stay. No. Stick and spray, because we want it to move when we're ready to, move it. We don't want it to be a permanent feature. And also be careful about how much you spray on there. I might have been a little bit heavy-handed. If you can get rid of that, just waft so that the solvent, you know, the carrier kind of evaporates a little bit, it'll be better as well. So we've got that there, that's anchored down, that's easy, we can do that, not a problem. Now we're going to start inking up, and I'm going to start with a lighter colour. So I'm going to go with this green, and I'm using the opaque pigment, and I've got some colour on here, so this light green's going a little bit darker green, but that's okay. And I'm just carefully inking around these little guys here, because I want to do a nice pretty glow around them. And so you could use your the egg-shaped inkers if you want. You could even use the rectangular one if you want. Anything that you find is the easiest to work with. I happen to favour these little guys because I've used them for a lot of years, and that's what you get used to, isn't it? That's it. And so just carrying on like this, and you think that you haven't put much colour on there, but believe me, when you come to move this, you'll see that the colour's there. It's that easy. So far we've used one ink pad, and it does look a little bit different colour because I had a little bit of a colour already on my applicator, which is why we've got that little bit of a darker green, because I had a little bit of a blue on there. But that's all right as well. So if you like clean, simple, quick cards, these are perfect for that. And I'm just making sure I get into those little frondy bits on my dandelion. And then don't forget down towards where the stalk is on them. And then what you can do is, if you want, you can pop a little bit of another colour on there. We want to fade this out just slightly, just kind of so it kind of blends out to virtually nothing. And then I think I'm going to pop a little bit of a bluey colour towards the centre, a little bit darker. And don't worry about your stencils getting a little bit colour on them, because they'll wash off and they will stain a little bit, but you know what, that's fine.
And as we mentioned earlier, it's the same way you clean your stencils, you clean your masks.
Absolutely, Ben. And then when you've done that, what you do is you just simply lift up like that, and you've got a really cool card in super quick time. Yeah. And then all you need on there is your greeting, pop a little bit of a mat on there, pop your greeting on, and then you are good to go. You maybe just cut something like these little things up here. Yeah. And then we can, let me just do that really quickly.
First card done in 3.5 minutes.
Absolutely.
Not bad.
You know what? How quick but effective is that? And I've cut these really a little bit, not exactly tidily, but again, just so you can see. And I quite like those ones when they're cut like that, a little bit wonky. They look a bit quirkier, in my opinion. And then you are good to go. You could pop a little bit of sparkle. There's so much more to do on that, but in essence, that is as difficult as it isn't.
In form, it still looks like a great card, doesn't it?
It looks great card, yeah, absolutely. That's it, you're done.
Yeah.
Ha! What's not to love?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Good night.
Job done.
We'll see some more finished samples with Sheena, but they're just brilliant, and that's what I love. And again, if you're new and you're just starting crafting, that will resonate with you, and you'll go, well, I can do that. I can achieve that. But what we're going to do again over the course of this show is take you on that journey so you can see lots more. So once you get comfortable making cards like that, you've got a lot more kind of techniques and ideas that you can work with. Jackie's just saying I could watch Sheena all day, and I think I will. Love you too, Ben. Well, I love you, Jackie. Thank you. You say you two keep me laughing. Margaret Birch says, hi, I missed this morning, but good to see Brian. I love dandelions. They're such a wonderful flower, which I put on salads, and the leaves in salad and stir fry. And the tea and parts of dandelion are edible.
Yes, apparently you can eat all parts of the dandelion.
Yeah, hence dandelion and burdock. Absolutely,
dandelion and burdock. Right, that's sarsaparilla.
Sarsaparilla, yeah.
Yeah, right, calamity. Right, well, a sarsaparilla.
And one more before we see some finished samples. Lorraine says, hi Ben and Sheena, I love these so much. You can do so much. I saw the first show, which was amazing. Looking forward to meeting Sheena on Saturday in the Evesham store. She's so talented and very inspiring. That is expiring, not expiring, very inspiring. I mean, she might be expiring by the end of Saturday because I feel it's going to be busy. She says, Lorraine in Droitwich, that's from, who says you're inspiring, not expiring.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. That's better. I prefer that one.
Should we have a look at some finished cards, did you say?
Yes, absolutely. I have a plethora of them here, lots of them. Let me just, should we do it on the close-up? Yeah. All right. So if you, we're starting off with that journey again, just a couple of colours, and exactly the technique I've just done with the butterflies. Greeting, and you are good to go. Little bit of a scribble with a pen around the outside, easy peasy with the outliners. Then again, just that bit of ink, one of your dies. Taking it a bit further, you can cut it out. So this was the one we did this morning first thing. These dies are fab. We've had these on shows before. So you can see how they, a simple wording element is going to just show them off and you're done. Love that. So just part of them, move them around and just ink part of it. I think that is such a lovely card. And then also ink and then cut out the negative, a couple of coloured inks and a little bit of a shimmer spray.
Love it.
So just what we've just done, but then with a shimmer spray over it. You can see how effective they are. I love that. Again, very, very pale, very ethereal. So less colour on your blending tool. And then we can emboss with them, which we're going to do very soon. Again, gorgeous. You can use a glitter paste with them. Oh, look at that.
That's so cool.
You can cut them out.
Yeah.
Fabulous. More glitter paste here. Again, a different, same technique. I love this one coming up. So that's the one we've just done, but use your backing papers and go over with the dark ink, like a midnight or a midnight in black. And look at how cool that looks. So a pattern backing paper, one of the Bella Luna papers, because they're not a coated backing, so you'll be able to ink on them, would go great. So if you've got any Bella Luna ones left. And then again, just it doesn't need a lot of time or colour. resources to make it look that cool.
And you can use lots of your different ink pads with these as well, can't you?
Loads of different ink pads. And on the show, I've got the opaque pigments and I've got duets.
Duets, yeah.
But your water reactive ones are going to work. How cool is that?
That's
as
beautiful.
A cover there with gilding wax over the top.
Yeah.
And then also, if you like a bit of the old scrapbooking as well,
yeah.
how perfect
Why
is
not?
that in the background for them? Isn't that lovely? Because of course, stencils and masks, you can just keep moving them.
Yeah.
So you can make them as big or as little as you want and repeat the pattern and have like a shadow pattern in the background. They're so versatile, so usable, and all the things you can do with them that we've been playing with. We haven't even stopped playing with them yet. We had too much to do in the 2 hours earlier.
Yeah.
We've spilled over into this one because there's things we haven't done yet. Yeah. If they were a stamp, you would be paying a lot more for that stamp because that's just the material costs more. But when you can do things like this, which is what we're going to do next, that is embossed. Look at that. That looks like a very big stamp, which would cost way, way more than your... and you couldn't emboss with that, though, either. You couldn't dry emboss with that. But obviously, with or resist technique with it. This also, look at that, gilding wax. That's so these are 2 we're going to do in the show.
We're doing these in the show?
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
Sheena.
And then this was one, inspiration for one earlier.
That was, go back and watch. That was the last demo you did, wasn't it, earlier on?
It was, yeah.
Mind will be blown. So please, I can see already that we're busy again on this show. People who missed out, buy this collection. Honestly, you will not regret it, and you'll see the versatility. Peggy Whiskerstill just said, never tried a mask, but they really are not that intimidating. And Sarah Muir says, these samples are beautiful. Shall we, we'll get into this. Anything, as I say, you want to see particularly, or if there was something from the previous show you liked and you want to see Sheena do it again, feel free to ask, and wherever we can, we always like to do, we'll accommodate. If we can, we will. But get those requests in and any questions as well. And on the subject of dandelions, Kay just said, when we lived in ND, North Dakota, our neighbour paid our boys a penny for each dandelion they picked for him to make dandelion wine. And I think guinea pigs really like dandelion leaves as well, don't they? So yes, dandelion leaves and dandelions, craftable and edible, particularly if you're a guinea pig. Right, let's get going. What we're going to have a look at next, Sheena?
Well, what we have is I'm gonna emboss with this. I'm going to heat emboss with it. So what I want to do before I do anything else is I'm going to go over this card with a little anti-static just quickly, like that, just so that the embossing powder clings to where I want it to cling. And I've got a sandwich ready in my Gemini. I've got the main plate there. I've got the magnetic, and I've got my spacer plate, and I've got the embossing mat.
Yes.
Okay. And in between that is going to sit my card there, and then on top of that I'm going to sit the peony, which is rather lovely, rather beautiful, and I'm going to do it that way around, and I'm going to do it about there.
Silly question, but I'll ask it anyway. So there's no right or wrong way for these? You can use
no,
them
you can do them either way.
Yeah.
So you mirror them, which is fab, and then you can have them coming off the card if you want in the corner. And so that's the fun of it. You don't think they've got to just go balanced symmetrically in the centre of the card. They look great. Have a little bit, play around with them.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do before I put that through the machine is I need to get ready some gold embossing powder.
Okay.
And I'm going to use one of my opaque inks. I'm going to use the yellow, the lemon tonic. And I actually like embossing with a warm colour. I could have used the orange as well, because I'm thinking when gold's melted, it's got that warmer tone to it, orange, or I'd rather use that than a blue ink, because if you miss any with the embossing powder, the blue will show up a lot more than a warmer tone, if that makes sense. And if you use a colour, you can see if it hasn't, if you've missed any bits as well. So what we're going to do is, that's the way around I want it. So I'm going to do that way, excuse me, and I'm going to take my ink pad and I'm going to really ink this up thoroughly. Now, don't worry about the ink that you've put onto your crafting mat thinking, oh no, I'm not going to be able to use that. Yeah, you are. Just use your spritzer and pick it up and make a background with it. I did one earlier like this, and I've got that ready now to put another mask onto it. So I want that really thoroughly inked up, because that is how we're going to now transfer the ink from here onto the background by putting it through the Gemini like this, and then hopefully that will have impressed that colour onto that. I did have the metal plate in earlier, and that was a really tight sample, so I've tried it without the metal, and I think it should be embossed enough. Yep, there we go. So how cool is that? Now, what we're going to do, it looks gorgeous like that. And let me show you the other side as well. That just shows how well these emboss. Now, quickly, very quickly, you need to add your embossing powder, because, you know, you want this to cling, because it has had a little bit of time and pressure to go through there. So we need that on there and heated as quickly as possible. And before you heat it, just clean up any little bits that you find. But don't take too long, because you know, it has been, it's like a second generation impression. So it's not quite as gloopy as it would had you just stamped it onto a stamp. And then we're going to heat that. And then you've got something that looks like a really gorgeous embossed stamped image. But it's also debossed into the card, so you've got more texture. It's like a stamp, but even better, because you've got best of all worlds here. And wait till you see the reverse side of this card as well. So this is the multi-purpose card. Watercolour card is gorgeous, but it's a little bit thicker. But if you want more of an impression, the multi-purpose really does emboss fabulously with this technique.
Whilst we're watching you, Anne's got in touch. Lots of people talk about dandelions now. My parents used to give me 25 cents a bucket to pull the dandelions in our yard. It was a big lawn, and I made quite a bit of money, but a quarter was a lot back then. I remember when I could make £1 last about a week back in the day. And just whilst we're doing this, there's a question that came up earlier, and it's always a good one. Sarah just asking, Sheena, what's the difference between a mask and a stencil? Yeah,
I will show you. It's easy to show you.
It's a good question.
Which was, again, a question that came up. And if you've got any more questions like this, if we're going to do a crafty corner.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
we'll sit
we can do them all and revisit them, and, you know, or talk a bit longer then as well. So let me just show you what we've got, and then I'll show you the difference. So what you would do with this on here, I would spritz it, and I'd get some cord and pick it up. I'm not going to do it now because we've got too much to fit in, but that's what I did with the clean-up earlier, and that looked pretty cool. And imagine that with, you know, something like this over it. If then we can colour it, that would look super cool. We could do that technique and emboss it. It would look gorgeous embossed in gold and then coloured with a darker blue. But as I said, I'm just going to wipe this up just for speed. So we can move on, and I'm going to show you how fabulous this looks. Like that.
Oh, wow.
That is such a nice, sharp,
really sharp,
embossed image.
Clear, yeah.
And then look at how cool the back looks as well.
Ah, nice.
Look how well that's, so you've got kind of the benefits of an embossing folder as well. So you could ink that, or you could leave that, and then you could use that as a background for another image that you're going to put on there. It could be that you colour this in and cut it out. And put it over. Sorry, Ben, I'm going to have to hand over again.
That's all right. Lots of love coming in for these. Keep the questions coming, because as we said, we will have a little questions corner at the end of the show. So anything you want to ask, we'll sit down and we can reiterate and kind of touch on stuff that we've mentioned in this show too. Gilding waxes, of course, you'll see being used, and you know how popular these are. Great deal on the Pebeo gilding wax. I mean, it's a cornerstone of a lot of the stuff that we do, and one of those products where, you know what, you buy it day in, day out. We don't really need to do deals on this, but we have in this case where we are giving you 1, 2, 3, but you're only paying for 2. Buy 2, get the third one free. You will get your Renaissance gold, which is this one here. You're also going to get a tub of your antique gold, and then you've got that beautiful Empire gold. So the 3 different colours are yours, but you're only paying for 2 of them. It's a great opportunity to snaffle these and get them home. You're going to have to be quick though, because what I will say is, I'm sure, did I hear we've only got how many of these? We've got 12 of these.
Coming up as well.
That's all right.
Uh-oh, I think I am.
And do you know what, as well, it's worth just talking about these. These, you know, they're 30 ml tubs, but a little goes a very long way with this, doesn't
it lasts
yeah?
ages. The secret to the success in applying this is to pick up the smallest amount you can.
Yeah.
And then splodge it out even more, spread it out even further for a good application, for sure.
Snaffle those as quickly as you can. As I say, next 12 people get them. Everybody else misses out because that's all we have left. Right. Are you all right over there?
Sorry, yes, I think I am.
Okay.
So fingers crossed. Oh, you know what? Viruses, who needs them?
Oh, I know.
Who needs them? Right, so we've got this. Oh, Ben, I know, I need a minute again, sorry.
That's all right. I feel like sometimes this place has the germs and the lurgy, doesn't it? And we have people coughing and spluttering, but we carry on. Christine says how much she loves these masks, and Cindy just saying jaw-dropping with the technique. Never thought of using embossing powder with stencils or masks. One thing that you might want to get, which is on a brilliant deal today, which I know a lot of you bought in the last show, are our pigment ink pads. We put together a really nice selection. And if you do go back, I know Sheena's going to be using these in this show a few times, but if you go back to the previous show, you'll see Sheena using at least 3, possibly 4 of the colours in one demo that we did a little bit earlier on. It's a lovely collection of our opaque pigment ink pads. Of course, these are the ones that you can use to do your heat embossing. Also fantastic for using with things like your stencils and masks as well, because they blend absolutely brilliantly. And we've put together a really lovely selection of colours for you. A lot of your favourite colours as well. You know, I'm sort of going through here and looking and thinking, yeah, these are the colours that a lot of people jump in and grab. The orange is super juicy, super bright, very vibrant. You've got a couple of really lovely sort of blues in here as well with the parakeet, and then your ocean blue, which again I know Sheena used a little bit earlier. The green in here is the spring meadow. You're also going to get the pink tulip. You've got a beautiful plum jam in there as well. Then we give you your twilight grey and lemon tonic, which again is always a favourite of a lot of people's. And then the Bordeaux, you know. £23.20 for that bundle, $35.20. And just as a by the by, not on the show, but in the mixed media section on the website, with 30% off, the little finger daubers, you can get those. I think we worked out earlier on, if you were platinum and used the code NCM Mixed Media, they were about 14 quid, which is an absolute steal. So do check those out if you want to grab them. All right, are we good?
Yes, we're good.
Touch wood.
Yes, I may have to do it via the power of mime, but we are good. Like, give us a clue, sounds like.
Sounds like.
Right, so fingers crossed. So let me explain. It's a perfect time to explain the difference between a mask and a stencil.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So actually, a piece of card underneath that would help. Bear with. Right, that'll help. Okay. So that there is a mask because it's the shape of the thing that you want to mask out. Think of you masking something, yeah? So this could be a solid, and that would be a mask. It's got all this detail in it. That there is a stencil because the detail is inside the shape of the thing. Does that make sense? So the innie pattern is a stencil, the outie pattern is a mask. That's it. And it's the same stuff. And when you clean them, be careful and clean them the same way. So don't scrub them, rub them back and forwards, blot them, because you don't want to catch any of these little guys and fold them over, because getting them back flat is just going to be probably not possible. So pat them dry as you would your stencils. If you get anything acrylic on there, like if you use your glitter paste and things, wash them immediately, because these are really delicate. So you don't want that glitter paste to cling, because if it does dry on there, you're not going to get that off. No. So make sure you clean them straight away. What I've been using is a baby wipe or a household wipe, just to wipe the ink off them. And it will stain. It's stained a little bit, but don't worry about it, because it's not going to transfer. That's just stained. It's not going to transfer. So that hopefully has explained the difference between a mask and a stencil. So we'll pop that. And people do kind of call them the same thing sometimes, so that makes it confusing too. They'll call, you know, and so they are different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a background for this, and I'm using a stencil, and I'm using this one here, the Elaborate Trio.
Ooh, it is on the show.
Yes, they are. I think that's really pretty, this one. I want it really swirly and quite, you know, pretty. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to use a bit of soft heather and my applicator. I'm gonna, now the thing is as well, is if you want this paler, so what I would say is get a piece of scrap paper, if you can, and I have some here. And if you, what I'm using is the duet. So duets blend brilliantly with the brush, but with the applicator, it's a little bit more tricky to blend. So way to get that to work and to have it so it's nice and pale as well, which is what I want for the background. I don't want the background fighting with the star of the show, which is my gorgeous peony. All right, this is the supporting cast. Yeah, it's not your A-list celeb. So I'm going to pop a little bit of the glycerin in there, and that's just popped in a little squeezy bottle that I bought to make life easier when I was using it and carrying it around. So what this is going to do, it's going to make it blend, excuse me, much easier, and it's made it a lot paler. Sorry, so now what I'm going to do is just pick some little bits here and go around and just blend a little suggestion of pattern in the background, just a little bit, so that when I come to do the next part of the colouring in, this is just a bit of interest and a bit of something going on. And again, I want it very ethereal, and I don't want bits overlapping. I don't want a hard edge anywhere, that's definite. But I just, again, just little suggestions of a you know, a kind of vintage pattern in the background is exactly what I'm looking for. So pale, definitely paler, and definitely that trick with the glycerin will be your friend. That'll be help you out no end. And then we are, I think that's about good.
Yeah.
I don't think we need any pop. You know, if you look in this little space, just see how I'm moving it around so that it kind of fades into something and nothing. It's there, but it's not there, and you've got that little, just that little interest in the background.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll colour this guy in, and we'll make that colour much more vibrant and make it pop. And we'll use the same, we'll duet ink pads for that. So this time we're going to take, and let me just wipe that there to get that purple, because if I'm using yellow, I'm going to get brown if I don't wipe that up. So we're going to use predominantly the raspberry ripple.
Okay.
So we'll pop that on there like that.
Yeah.
And this is going to become a kind of paint palette. And then we'll do some vintage Merlot. And we'll colour the flower in with these two to start with.
Okay.
And we're not going to take ages to do this. The plan is we want to make it effective but quick, because that's the whole point with these.
Yeah.
I don't want it to think you've got to be a colour meister to get it to look fantastic either. So we're going to just water that down. So pop some water in that so it'll make it more like a paint we can brush on. And start with maybe one of the larger petals. And the good thing is as well, because this is embossed, it'll repel if you go over from one petal to the next. Can you see? I can kind of, don't go outside the rose shape, but because it's embossed, it'll just push the ink away from that boundary line, and it'll make it quicker to colour. So again, just do the brighter pink first. Okay. Stick to inside like that. Yeah. And pop that little, we can go a little bit further than that, like that. And then the darker the Merlot colour, just as a little shadow, just at the base of those petals, and that'll work nicely. And then you're just going to keep going like that and re-inking as we go. Yeah. But can you see how quickly it's coming together? Absolutely. They're lovely big open images to colour. So if you find it difficult colouring ones that are like a little bit tricky and small, lots of detail, you might find these are much easier for you to work with than, than that kind of stamp. So just apply some more again. But look at how vibrant they are. And I love that because they're duets, they dry to a lovely matte finish, a matte kind of chalky kind of finish.
They're such a versatile ink pad, they really are. They're available, we'll look at those in more detail in just a bit. Thank you for explaining the difference between Mats and Les. Thank you for explaining the difference between stencils and masks, says Sarah. Much appreciated.
Welcome.
Christine says, poor Sheena, Ben, you might have to take over. I hope you've been paying attention always. Yeah. Always paying attention. I'm always on the ball.
Poised.
Poised and ready.
Yeah.
Like a coiled spring.
Well, you've got your makes now, Ben.
I have.
No excuse. You can,
Five episodes now.
What?
I reckon I'm probably. What do you classify as a series these days? 10 episodes maybe?
Well, it's definitely a mini-series so far, isn't it?
Mini-series right there, isn't it? Just waiting for the call from Netflix, but it hasn't come through yet.
I'm sure it's just a matter of time.
Nicola's waiting by the phone because she's the producer of the award. I mean, it's not award-winning, but I'll say it's award-winning show. No, we haven't actually. I'm sure it'll be award-winning in the future. It's been a while, says Christina. Christine Macrone. Been crafting a while now, but learning so much today. Thank you, Sheena.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
And Wanda says, I keep seeing that you should leave dandelions for the bees. Best news I've ever heard, you say. Loving the shows. And Nancy the girl says, tip for cleaning up your gilding wax, orange oil on paper towel. I accidentally dropped the lid on my ceramic tile and it worked a treat for me. I mean, we've got so many hints, tips and ideas in the chat today. This is all marvellous. Keep the questions coming because potentially in around about an hour's time, we are I'm thinking with Sheena, you know, struggling a bit with the lurgy, probably a sit down for the last 25 minutes is gonna help. So any questions, mixed media preferably, but you know what? We'll open up the floodgates to anything you want to ask.
Yeah, we've done headphones before.
We have, haven't we? Last week we had some quick fire ones, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, old TV series, theme tunes, anything you want. Yeah,
favourite movies. I think you've done as well. Haven't you?
We have favourite movies. Yeah, we'll talk about anything, Ben. Really, we can fill. We can talk.
We can fill. Yeah, and if we have nothing to chat about, we'll just end up doing some little silly songs and.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But if anyone can, we can.
Yeah.
Tina
I am
Costin's
a little bit
joined
limited
us.
today, though. I'm a bit limited today with this cough thing. That's a bit like not. Yeah, I mean, come on. I don't need a cough. It's interfering with me talking, Ben.
I know.
What? I forgot to do my other peony, but we'll come back to that. So this is what we're doing. So we're basically using just the colours that we've got. We're mixing them together. But again, see how quickly I'm painting these because they're nice big open images. And carrying on. You could blend them like we did earlier. We blended them with the small blending tools and that worked brilliantly as well. So it's again another way of using these. You could pop a little bit of sparkle over these if you wanted to make it a bit more blingy. Bling them up with a bit of a sparkle pen or a shimmer spray, anything like that. Yeah.
So that was a question earlier actually. I glossed over that. Whoever asked it, so you could use shimmer sprays with these as well, right?
Yes, you can. The only thing is with shimmer sprays, you know what, we'll do one with shimmer spray, but I think we're going to have to get Brian, who's kind of thinks he's going to be leisurely in his little bed all day.
Is he still in bed?
He's still in his bed, look at him. Look.
What is he like?
He's still in his bed.
Debbie's
I mean,
worn him out.
come on, you know. So, yeah, he's had a bit of a lie-in. He's going to be called to action in a minute, mate. You know,
come on, Brian.
Get yourself sorted. Come on,
Get up,
Brian.
mate.
The moment's near, Brian. Yeah. So, so what we'll do is I'm going to pop a little bit of this soft heather for those little bits there. And that, I think that's amazing that you can do this with a mask. And it looks like a stamp. So, you know, it's value for money to get all of those images and all of these techniques that you can play with. Yeah. And there's still more that we can do. I definitely think it would be a lovely thing to show you how to do it on a pattern paper as well. I don't have any with me, but that's a fabulous one not to forget to do as well.
Should we see if we can get some?
Yeah, we could do that. Why not? Yeah. Why not?
We'll try and get some in the break in a bit. And just to reiterate, Patty's asking what type of ink you're using right now. I'm
using the Duets pen. So, for example, to colour this peony here, I'm using Raspberry Ripple, and I'm just squidging some out on the mat, on the glass mat like that. And I've got Vintage Merlot here. And in fact, I could use a little bit of that purpley in there to give the peony a little bit more depth if I wanted. And I'm going over the flower with the paler colour first, the Ripple. And then I'm going to go over with the Merlot to give it a little bit of a shadow. But literally just painting over all of those little, embossed lines of the flower because they're embossed, they push that ink back. Yeah. So it doesn't sit on the line. And then if you can, like watercolour, basically that's what you're doing, you're watercolouring with it. So if you want to darken any areas or strengthen any, you can go over them again and reinforce that and add a little bit more shade and things. But I just thought, you know, if we leave it at that, you can see how effective that is, just like that. And then we can pop it on the card. And we've got a card, another card there that we've created.
So good.
And we're good to go with that one. You just stick that like...
Perfect. Look at that. And again, who would have thought you'd been able to achieve all of that just using like mainly the masks and, you know, I know we've brought stencils into some of the demonstrations as well, but just shows you how versatile these masks are. We are over 60% of the stock gone, very busy. Great saving you're making on launch, and of course you're still getting your discount, so £32 or $48 is incredible. Sarah says, poor Sheena, I hope you feel better. Brighter side is you do have Brian back after Debbie's excellent Brian sitting. She put him to work but did pop him to bed after his bath. Well, listen, Brian is going to be getting to work very shortly indeed, because we can't just have him, you know, sitting around all day long, you know, because he's not the cheapest of sponges to have around. So we're going to make him earn his show fee in just a few moments' time. And of course, whilst we get ready to do that, make sure you check out your masks, all right? £32, $48. We will have a look at all the other goodies. And worth bearing in mind as well, if you shop the show for this masterclass, you will find tons of other goodies as well, including things like your shimmer sprays. We've got your opaque pigment ink pads on there. We've even got actually a mixed media goodie bag. There's tons, Sheena products galore. Have a look, it's all there for you. We'll come back in about 3 or 4 minutes time after we find out a little bit more about the one and only Barnsley Bombshell.
Day to day looks like, on a normal day when I'm working from home, get up, breakfast, quick phone call with my daughter, and then I'm up in the craft room and I spend all my time in the craft room. If it's spending a day with the grandkids, that's it. That's my best part of the day, just spending time with family and those gorgeous little grandkids of mine. The best part of the day when I'm at work is when I go on air, because I absolutely love it. Both. I prefer a shower in the morning. I feel fresher. I feel that I can tackle my day. However, depending on how that day's been, I also would have a double shower, so I'd have one in the morning and one at night too. Absolutely, 100% coffee. Will always be coffee. And flavoured coffee is my favourite at the moment. Dare I say, it's a full English breakfast, the full works, the beans, the tomatoes, the bacon, the sausage, and everything else that goes with a traditional English breakfast. Craft along. Every day of the week. I absolutely love going through the stages from the start of a project to the end of a project. So craft along is definitely my favourite choice. I can't leave without my lipstick. It's a given thing. I once didn't have a lipstick on me and Leanne helped me out that day. Kick off the shoes, sit down for a couple of minutes, just gather my thoughts and then grab my tea.
I like to get up, chill, relax, get a cup of tea, then get myself sorted. And if I'm presenter, I'll write all my notes. If I'm the demonstrator, I'll get my prep out, have another look at it, make sure that everything is the way it needs to be for the show, do the show. Then what I'll do is I'll grab something to eat. Then have another look at the sheets again, making sure the next show's all good to go. Then we do that show, tidy. I always like to make sure that the area is nice and tidy, either for myself the next day or whoever's in. Jump in the car, head home. I will quickly unpack what I need to unpack, and then I get on that sofa as quick as I can. As soon as we go live, I love that within our live shows, I always get the butterflies. As soon as we get that countdown in our ear that we're just going live, butterflies kick in, and within about 10-15 seconds, I'm going. Butterflies have gone, and we just enjoy the show. Early riser. Oh, shower in the morning. Tea. Oh, savoury breakfast. Masterclass. My mobile phone. Oh, anything with chicken. Currently, it is The Weekend, Blinding Light, and it has been for about a couple of years, and I still love it. Apart from jumping in the car, chilling on the sofa, watching TV.
Welcome back. Just done me grocery shopping. No, I haven't. I've just, are we doing this in a minute, or do you want to look at that now? Okay, I'll have a really quick look in here. This is your mixed media goodie bag, right? It's on the masterclass page if you want to grab it. It is, well, almost £70, almost $90 worth of stuff, but you're only paying £28 or $36. It is an absolute bargain. I've worked out your value, right? So you're paying for a pot of the glitter, I can get this open, from the Kingfisher collection. Go on, get out of there, get out of there. So you got your glitter, pay for that. You're also going to pay for the home decor stencils, the Threaders home decor stencils. You know, brilliant these, and again you can obviously put your glitter paste into these, pop your pigment ink pads into them, whatever you want to do. So you're paying for that, and you're also paying for the fantastic ink pads that came from the Bella Luna collection. So you've got your duet ink pads in there, Midnight Mist, Sailor's Wake and Raspberry Ripple, and you've also got your shimmer ink pads in the Queen Bee, Tropic Blue and Lime Soda. That's where the payment stops, because everything else you're about to get, you're getting for free. So you will get, I think, have we used this one today? The Swaddles and Flourishes stencil?
No, but I love that one. That's one of my all-time favourites. I love that one.
Also free, the handwritten letter 2D embossing folder from the Hive Ranger collection.
Very useful, good for mixed media.
Yeah, that's free. Also for free, the beautiful Floral Delight 2D embossing folder from Floral Elegance.
Oh.
Do you want another free bit? You're also going to get the perfect print embossing folder from the Wild at Heart. That's a 3D embossing folder, that one. And want one more freebie thing? I'll tell you what, I'll give you 3. You've got the Decorative Trio stencil set. So you get those 3 fantastic designs. All of that for free when you buy those 3 items from, I mean, that's incredible. All that for 28 quid or 36 bucks. We just felt that you had to see that because you might look at it on the website and go, what's that then? Well, now you know. And that is something you should definitely be getting in your basket and checking out. Right, we've got about, 10 minutes before the end of the hour. What can you show us in 10 mins? Right,
well, we'll show you a version of this gorgeous card here Debbie's created. Now, Debbie used, to got this background, she used cling film in the background, but cling film takes a little bit of a time to, you got to leave it for a bit, and we don't have the time. So what I've done is I've inked the background using the opaque inks that are we've got on the show, and I've got Brian back in the mix here.
Here he is, Brian.
Go Brian,
go Brian.
And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dot the background, just tap the background lightly with Brian, right? And it depends how much water you've got in and how much texture you're going to get. And you want some wetter bits and then some not as wet bits. And what this is hopefully going to do is start pushing that ink around a little bit so that we've got some texture in the background without it looking as flat as it was, but a little bit more interest in it. So that's what, and if you look there now, we can see things happening. It's up to you how much water you add to it, how much you want to go over that. But we can also, to add more texture, we can go over it again with the shimmers if we want. But that's, can you see how we've got just these little watermarks starting to happen?
Yeah.
That there, I'm quite happy with. So when you're happy with it, we need to dry it, okay? And then we can maybe get a little bit of bling in there as well, okay? I'm kind of in 2 minds whether I should use the bling or, because the thing is we want to make the butterflies kind of stand out. So I maybe not bling this one up, or maybe just leave it like that in the background. So it's a different way to get texture in the background rather than the cling film. Okay, I'll show you both. Like I say, if you do cling film, you have to put the cling film on it like that, wet it like I've just done, wet it a bit more, then put the cling film on it and leave it for at least half an hour.
Right.
But because I want to move on to show you the rest of that card, I have decided to do this background instead. Okay, but it still looks pretty cool, I reckon. So we need to dry that ASAP. Then what we're going to do is we're going to press the butterfly image onto the background and then colour it.
Okay.
So speed drying again.
Julie just says, good job Brian's doing some crafting to redeem himself after two-timing our Sheena.
Yeah, I know. I know, it's a good thing I'm a forgiving type.
Yeah, it's a bit of kiss and make up crafting this, I think, isn't it?
We might have words on the way home.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I think we will.
Nobody wants to see that live in the studio, do they?
No. We'll do it at the appropriate time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Could be a long and frosty drive back.
Ooh, chilly. Chilly. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to seek out the butterflies there, which are, there's so many of these. You know what? It's like, what? I'm still looking for it. I bet it's, second to the bottom.
Wow.
But that's a good thing because you're getting so many in that bundle.
What cardstock have you used here?
I have used watercolour.
Watercolour.
Watercolour, yeah. But earlier I used the multi-purpose as well.
Okay.
So I'm going to have this little group flying either that way or that way, whichever you think suits best. Maybe that way. I like that way.
Okay.
So I'm going to get my no, I'm not. I'm going to do it that way, and I'm going to remember that's the way I need to ink up.
Okay.
Before I do that inking, remember I did the last time, I'm going to get my sandwich ready.
Oh, show us your plates as well, because a few people have asked about the plate combo that you've used.
So I've got my my monster plate there. I've got the magnetic there.
Yeah.
I then put the spacer plate in it. Then I've got the embossing mat. I then have my card. And onto that is going to sit this little flourish of butterflies here, okay? And I'm going to pop that there, and what is going to go onto there is, oh, you know what? Earlier when I looked for the black opaque ink pad, I didn't see it, and I still haven't seen it, and I need a black opaque. I need a black opaque ink pad.
Black opaque ink pad.
Black opaque ink pad.
Black opaque
black
ink
opaque
pad.
Black opaque. I've got water reactive, but what you need is the reason I'm using the black opaque is I want a thicker, gloopier ink because the water reactive will just kind of like repel on the stencil. It won't cling to it. It's a thinner ink. Thank you, Ben.
Ben to the rescue.
Whoa, Ben, saved the day again.
I did.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this up really well like this. So plenty of ink on that. And again, I would use this to pick that up onto a piece of card so I wouldn't waste the ink. And if you could do it on a piece of like scrap card as well, but you wouldn't be able to reuse the ink that way. So I find it's better doing it on the mat because at least then you can pick that ink up and do a background with it. And then it's another background ready for another mask another day. Right, so let's hope we've got enough on there. And then we'll pick this little guy up, pop it where we want it. I would say that looks pretty good. And then I'm going to pop that through there immediately, pop it through my Gemini, and we'll see what we've got.
Love this.
And then, like I say, I am going to wipe this up just because I want to move on with that. Okay.
There we go.
We'll have a look at that in a sec when you wipe this up.
Whilst you're wiping, we can say hi to Hilary, who's joined us. Hilary and Holly, better late than never, they say. Stephanie says, I love a goodie bag. Good goodie bag as well, isn't it? Not loads of those, so grab it whilst you can. No, Ash Cambo says, ooh, fab goodie bag, looks delicious, but I know I can't eat it. Yeah, don't eat it. Joan says, love watching Sheena. So much information. Right, look, I mean, come on.
How cool is that? How cool is that? So that you can do that with a really, you know, not stupidly expensive mask. If that was a stamp, it would be a lot more than that. And I'm just going to need to now reach over and get the Gilding wax because that's what we're now going to use.
This is what I mean though about these masks. Like the amount of different things that you can do is incredible for the price, isn't it? Really?
Oh, it's such a. You're going to play for a lot of hours with these things. That was my mission today, was to show you how you can use them in that, you know, straightforward, simple form for a really cool, interesting, you know, quick and fabulous looking card, just with a little bit of ink.
Yeah.
But then you can take them so much further by having a little bit of play with them and a few techniques, and you've got a fabulous, you know, just so much, because I think that's the thing for me with a crafting product. I want something, as I've said before, that'll work out of the box and look great without much time or effort, but that if I want to take it further and have and play with it and keep experimenting, it's going to keep me interested for a while. And that's exactly what these do.
Pat summed it up saying, this is so cool. Laurie's saying the background is absolutely gorgeous. And Hilary on YouTube says, I bought the peacock feather and the lotus, but I'm not really sure what I bought, lol. So this show is great. And the one at one as well. Yes, the show at one you need to go back and watch as well. So then you'll have loads of ideas as to what you can do with all of the goodies. And this show, the last show at one will be repeated straight after this show.
Fantastic. So what you can do as well, Benny, you can do a little bit of shading with your Gilding wax if you want as well. We use the lighter one there. We use like the King Gold or something. And this could be like the antique gold or one of the more coppery colours. And you can just pop that in the centre of your butterflies, which will make them look kind of, you know, metallic-y, looking cool like that. Just to give them a little bit of, you know, interest on the wings there. And then when that dries, you're going to polish that with the cloth, and you have got another fabulously impactful image. Now, what I've done is when I've added the Gilding wax, I've gone over the black a bit as well. So, but I'm fine with that because I wanted it to look all completely metal. If you want to have that definition back, you could always go back over with one of your pens, and if you've lost some of the black. But I don't mind that because I think it looks pretty cool. When you put the wax on the black area, it looks kind of like you know, like it's all metal.
Yeah.
So it's up to you how you want to do that. But when you polish them, it looks just like an inlaid piece of metal onto that colour background, because the benefit of having the colour plus the emboss, I just think that's fantastic. You couldn't get that out of an embossing folder looking that cool. And wait till you see what it's like when this shines up. It's just ridiculous. If you haven't got these waxes yet, don't hang around because they are phenomenal. Let me. And
they're low stocked as well.
Yeah, well, seriously, you'll regret it.
You will.
And then we'll pop that on there like that. And we'll stick that. Oh, I need to trim that. Bear with. Okay, have I got trimming time, Ben? Can I trim it to make it look amazing?
Oh, how long is it going to take you to trim? I'll give you trim time.
Thanks, Ben.
Patricia says, now you've crafted me into buying this mask kit. Patricia, it's a great buy. If you're loving this show, as I said, go back and watch the earlier show. You'll have tons and tons of ideas of things you can do with these. Regina saying the masks are great. Love to watch Sheena craft. And Pat says the Gilding wax makes it pop. I'm just so amazed at what Sheena does. I think we all are. She's a crafty wizard, as we all know. And there's more coming up in the next hour as well.
I keep hearing, you're a wizard, Harry.
Yeah.
From Hagrid.
Hagrid, yeah. You're a wizard, Sheena.
You're a wizard, Harry. All right, so we're just almost there. We've almost trimmed to where we need to trim. And then we'll pop that little greeting on there. Let me stick that down. And then that one I can say is done. Perfect. All done. Oh, no. No. Oh.
Done it.
Excuse me.
Oh, on comes the sentiment.
Almost there.
Will Sheena do it in time?
There you go.
Yay!
Boom.
Boom. Fantastic. Listen, you are just needing to get this collection, right? The full 11-piece collection is £32, $48. I'll recap on all of the different designs that you're going to get in just a few moments' time. Don't forget, though, if you do want to get any of those masks individually, like Hilary's done, you can also do that. Just hit the Shop the Show button for launch day, where you can see all of the individual masks there as well. Welcome. If you have just joined us, we are into the final hour of the day, final hour of the show. It's a masterclass, all things mixed media. We are celebrating National Craft Month, don't forget. And each week we're kind of trying to focus on different aspects of craft and certainly giving you different codes as well. This week, NCM Mixed Media is your code to get 30% off selected mixed media items. A lot of items on this show will qualify. There's a whole section over on the website as well, so if you check that out, you will be able to see all of the items which do qualify, but things that Sheena has used today, most notably the ink daubers, the little finger daubers, they are there with that discount that you can apply, so you can get them for about, I think we worked out if you're platinum, they're at £14, so it's a real good opportunity to jump in and grab those, but you need to be shopping the show for the launch, because that is heading towards 2/3 of the stock gone, and also just checking out the masterclass page, because there's loads of things which are going to complement this masks collection, like the pigment ink pads. We've got the duet ink pads, we've got shimmer sprays on the show, the acrylic markers are on the show, the gilding wax, if that's still in stock, is on the show, glitter pastes as well. We've got a 6-piece selection there for you. There's tons and tons of mixed media goodies is what I'm trying to say, so do make sure you shop today and pop in that code, because that is going to help you get even more of a discount. Lots of love for the last technique that we just saw. Love that technique, says Hannah Law. Christina says, I like how the gilding wax tones down the black. It's stunning. Patricia says, Sheena is a crafty magician. And Jane says, I have my masks from HSN. It will be time to play. Thank you for showing us the tricks. And Nanny to the Girls says, I will definitely be going back and watch again and take notes. Also, don't forget, during this hour of the show, we do plan on hitting the sofa essentials corner during a masterclass. We do what we want. That's in Beautiful Beginnings. I think you'll find it on Wednesday. Not today. It's in a masterclass on a Thursday. So any questions you want to fire in, I'll check with Becky, our social media superstar, in just a little while. But if you've got a question to do with mixed media, so much the better. If you've got a question that you just want to ask Sheena, again, feel free. If you have got a question about a project which you're struggling with currently, you want some of Sheena's advice, again, get it in, and we will fire all those questions to Sheena, say in the final sort of 25, 20 minutes of the show, that kind of thing. And don't be afraid to ask whatever you want to ask. No silly questions. If you're thinking, oh, not quite sure, they might laugh at me. We won't, of course we won't. Anything you want to ask, get it in. Now, the Mask Complete Collection. Flying out of the door. These are all available for you individually. If you want to go individually, you can. However, the majority of people, in the fact that we are nearly 2/3 of the stock gone, are going for the collection. These are all the designs that you're going to get right here. So £32 or $48 for all of these. So, and again, just to name these, if you want to go for them individually, I think it's sort of quite straightforward. But that is your Cherry Blossom. This one, which was from the earlier show, I want to say that was the first one that Sheena used this morning or this afternoon. The Decorative Lotus. Beautiful. This is something, you've just seen that one in action, of course, the Peony. We've got 2 feathers in here. This one is just called Feather. This one, Craig's favourite, Swaddle. Swaddle. This one, Rose. Roses, sorry. What do you think this one's called? Ah. Then this is the Echinacea. I really like the Echinacea. I think it's a really beautiful flower. And that is a wonderful mask. Then you're going to get your butterflies, which you've just seen in that last demonstration. And again, how fantastic, all the different ways that you can use these. Seeing these, embossed, seeing these, of course, with inks and gilding waxes and duet ink pads and pigment ink pads and, being used in effect like a stamp. I mean, just incredible. This one is called your Dandelion Heads, which we saw in the earlier show. I think it was the second demo that Sheena did. And then this one here is called Peacock Feather. So those are all of the designs right there for you. Steffi says, Benny, you're going to give this a try. Steffi, do you know what? I am going to line these up for another Moseby's Makes over on YouTube. Planning on potentially doing another one tomorrow, which I think I'm going to do with the Pets Rule collection, because I was going to do that a while back, wasn't I? And then I never did it. So I think I'm going to do the one I was going to do the other day that I didn't do. And then after that one, I think I might have a go with these. So that will be episode 7. You can find that over on YouTube at Ben Moseby CC. Sheena's wand is a paintbrush, says Sarah Muir. The thing she does with one is truly magical. And Marie Logston says, Sheena is so talented. We appreciate her sharing her knowledge with us. We absolutely do. It's always lovely when Sheena's in. You know you're going to be inspired. You know you're going to probably be picking your jaw up off the floor. But yeah, she is absolutely fantastic at what she does. So we're going to get back to the demos in just a second and fire those questions in as well so that we are ready and locked and loaded, ready to go in around about 35 minutes time. Okie dokie, Sheena.
All right then, Ben.
What you got for us?
Well, I am preparing, you know, because we got that. We found the, I say the we, I didn't. I just stood here and some lovely person found the papers for me.
Oh, yes.
So I'm just basically trimming this down so we can have a little bit of a play with a couple of them using backing papers, because I know that if you're like me, that you're going to have loads of backing papers that you think, okay, what am I going to do with them now? And if they're like the Bella Luna backing papers, you can ink on the back of them. You can, you know, they'll take ink brilliantly. So, inspiration for this gorgeous card here, which was, I want to say whose it is. It's Jenny Barger.
Oh, Jenny Barger, yeah.
Yep, Jenny Barger.
Lovely, Jenny.
That's your card there, Jenny. Love it. So this is going to be the inspiration for this one. So really, it looks amazing, but we're going to try and keep it as simple as possible. And we're going to use the Dandelion again. So again, I'm going to shuffle through all of these. How many? There are 11 or so.
11,
Ben?
yeah.
What? No
That's what I
wonder
mean.
it's
The
taken you
value's
time.
incredible. And you've just shown, even if you were just using these as masks, it's incredible. But now what you've shown all the different ways that you can use them, I mean, the value is just
It's phenomenal, isn't it?
phenomenal, isn't it, really?
So this has still got some sticky on it, so I'm going to hope that there's enough on there to get me through this here, and I'm going to just place that on there like that. And we are going to use, so I've used a greenish background, and it looks quite similar background that Jenny's used here, and I'm going to use blue around the flower, and I may use a little bit of black as well. This has got a little bit of purpley there on it, but so the idea is we're going darker on this paper than you think, whoa, that might be a bit dramatic going that dark, but if it turns out like Jenny's, I'm happy. Okay. So we will pop like that. Oh,
I have a message which has come through from Craigel Bagel is watching. Our friend Craig Laird, my crafty bestie, and his message says, "Hi, Ben and Sheena. I'm halfway to Scotland, so I've just stopped for a rest and a burger and to watch you both before I set off again. Kiss, kiss." Where are you? Which services are you at, Craig? Let me know. Just what burger did you opt for? Is it Burger King, McDonald's? What you having? Let us know.
Yeah. Oh, nice one, Craig. Drive carefully, matey.
Yeah, drive careful. He's off for a few days back with his family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Karen says, did Ben say Debbie found Brian under the bench? Maybe he felt abandoned and Debbie rescued him. Reunited again with Sheena after his little adventure.
Well, yeah, Auntie Debbie looked after him, you know. She spoilt him a bit. I mean, tucking him up in bed. You know, he's going to expect this now, Debbie, all the time. You know, he was a bit of a diva before, but wow, what have you created, Debbie?
Created a monster!
Oh, what? So, yeah, but basically what I'm doing here is I'm darkening this around where these little guys are, and I'm going to go even darker again. I'm going to go with the black as well, so that it looks really, really, because that's what I think looks really cool about this one here, is that dramatic, you know, pop of colour around that, or no colour to take it away. So the more colourful your backing paper, you know, use the opposite way. Instead of colour, take the colour away. That's basically what I'm doing here. So I've used the blue, and now I'm going black with it, and we will see. All will be revealed, let's hope.
Excited for this.
Let's go. Let's see what we've got. Oh, yeah, that's pretty. I like that. That's
not
cool.
what I expected it to. I don't know what I expected, but that's just brilliant.
That's cool, isn't it?
Really
yeah,
cool.
you can trim that down, and that would look that would work a treat. So yeah, these are going to look lovely on your backing papers. You can create your own backing papers, if you will, with these as well.
Nicholas just asked whether you could do that on vellum.
Yeah, absolutely. It look cool on vellum.
Is anyone else like a bit stunned by that? That's not how I thought that would turn out at all, but it works. It's like adding another layer onto the already detailed paper that we do.
It's cool, isn't it? Should we try another backing paper one? Have we got time to try a different one?
Let's do another. Yeah, we definitely need another one.
Shall we do another one?
Let's do it.
Right, so what I've got is I've got this backing paper here, and I think we'll do that emboss on that one. Let's emboss that in gold.
Oh, okay.
And let's use this lotus. I'm thinking it looks very mystical and, you know, the nighttime-y kind of thing. But I think that'd look gorgeous in gold, don't you think? So let's get the sandwich ready. So we've got the base plate, we've got the, well, let's do that way. We've got the base plate, we've got the magnetic, the spacer plate, and it is a really tight sandwich. This is going to squish out as you're going, but that's okay because yeah, the machine's fine with that. And then I'm going to dust over it just very quickly with a little bit of anti-static.
To let you know again, very quickly, sorry to interrupt, we are approaching just shy of 70% of the mass collection gone. So do be quick if you want to get that full collection. It's very busy, very popular.
So because I'm going to use gold, Chase Ben, I'm going to take the top off that ready.
Yeah.
And I've got the yellow opaque here, and I'm really going to ink this up thoroughly, like this. And then, so we want a good coating, and I'm using yellow.
Is that the pigment ink pad?
It is the pigment because it dries slower.
Yeah.
It's a thicker ink, gloopy, which means it's going to hold the embossing powder way better than a water reactive will, and which is what I need, because I need that really good clinging power because it's like a second generation, it's not like a stamp. And I'm going to pop that just there. I think that would work nicely. And then quickly pop that through. Okay. I don't want to hang around here because we're going to, as soon as that comes out, get ready to pop the embossing powder over it and get it heated and hope we've got it quick enough to get a nice impression on that. Yeah. Oh, you know what I've done?
What?
I've left that one in as well. What am I like? So here, oh, what? Right, this is really messing with my head. So, my butterfly stuck to the background.
So you've got butterfly and the mandala?
I've got butterfly and mandala.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This could be a complete mess. Oh, man.
Never mind. The idea was there.
Never mind. Yeah, it's like...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Pesky butterflies stuck to the embossing folder. Well, just be warned about that.
It happens.
Let's heat it and see what it would look like if it would all gone okay.
Barbara asks us, who is Brian? Brian's Sheena's sponge. And also Zoe's husband, who I once called a sponge by accident. He's speaking to me though, it's fine. Me and Zoe and Brian will
Have we got time for me to redo this, Ben?
Yeah, we have.
Okay.
Definitely
But
time.
you can see how that's going to work. The embossing powder is going to look really pretty on that.
Yeah.
But I can't believe those little butterflies.
Where was it? Stuck to the white plate, was it?
Oh, sorry?
Was it stuck to the white plate, was
it?
Yeah.
It was stuck at the back of it. Look, there it is.
Ah.
Still there. Oh.
What do you like?
Watch that doesn't happen. I did that for you. If it looks like it's a mistake, just know it's not. It's just for you. I'm doing it. Yeah, my gift to you. Yeah, likely. So, right, Ben, if you've got anything to talk about, it's going to be boring. I'm going to cut down another piece of card.
Yeah.
And that's, if that's all right.
I've got loads to show you. Ink pads, opaque pigment ink pads. These are proving popular. These are... Shop the Day is probably the best thing, but the opaque pigment ink pads are on the... Are they? Masterclass. So you can pick these up on the Shop the Show. These are the ones that Sheena's been using today, and a lot of the colours, the same colours from the collection as well, are in the bundle. 9-piece selection, £23.20. It's an incredible deal, really. So you're saving, what, nearly £25, almost $37. If you're platinum, it's not too far away, is it, from half-price deal? If you're in the US, it is better than half price. But you're getting 9 colours. So Bordeaux, the one that Sheena was just using is in there as well, the Lemon Tonic. We are giving you Twilight Grey. You've got the beautiful Plum Jam in here. And again, lots of nice colours which will blend really wonderfully together. Pink Tulip. You've got the Spring Meadow for all of your foliage and stems and leaves. Then you've got your Ocean Blue and the stunning Parakeet. And then the Orange, which is just one of my absolute faves. Really bright, vibrant, juicy orange. 23.20 or 35.20 is the price on that. And also don't forget, we've got the duet ink pads on the show as well. These are just phenomenal. Again, your reactive sort of hybrid water-based ink pads. Oh, sorry, I thought you said duet. What are we doing? Oh, I am right, am I? Oh, look at me, I'm right. That doesn't happen very often. You get all 12 of these in these fantastic colours. So across the top, you've got your rosy apple, sweet clementine, sunshine glow, and your lemon meringue. You've also got spring buds, awakening forest, sailor's wake, waterfall, and then midnight mist, soft heather, vintage merlot, and raspberry ripple. What's my favourite colour? I'm sort of drawn to, I like these colours up here. I like the sweet clementine. I also like the raspberry ripple. And the soft heather's quite nice as well. They're all beautiful. They all come in the slightly different shaped teardrop design of ink pads. So it makes it nice and easy for you to hold, ergonomically designed. And of course, you've got your big end here to go straight into your cardstock for those bigger sweeps of colour. And then you've got your little teardrop end there as well when you want to be a little bit more specific. I'll just show you a few other things as well, because I love this pad here, which basically shows you lots of different things that you can do. Go back to the earlier show, we went through quite a few of these already, but this one is the stencil smoosh and stamp. So you're laying the colour down onto the glass mat, spritzing with water, laying the stencil on top of the wet colour, and then placing onto cardstock. And then pressing down with a kitchen roll, allow the ink to transfer to your card, dry, and take a different stencil and repeat. This one, spritzing water through a stencil and lifting the colour with the stencil. This one here is using the ink with gesso, which is a little bit different. Really love this with the beautiful butterflies. Dry stamping, heat embossing, resisting a colour lift, watercolour, and then create a new colour, that one. There's just tons and tons of different things. Again, this one's wet stamping with some heat embossing. That one's just using a little paper towel to lift the colour off the background. That one, just applying that beautiful ink to your darker cardstock, so that's black cardstock. Oh, did you say just 4? Oh, sorry, I'm in the groove now. This one, the spritz, and then you let it drip down your card. That's a really cool technique I absolutely love. All done with duet ink pads, these. This one, flicking colour over the card and then stamping. Am I still going? And then one more, that one, love, letterpress. So when you're inking up your embossing folder, then applying the cardstock and doing it that way around. I've been told to stop. No, I'm not. I'm not going to defy you, Nicola. Well, I didn't hear that you said only do 4. My hearing's gone. We're going to go back to Sheena, who I think is ready. Great prices on the ink pads collection, says Stephanie. Yeah, absolutely. Betsy Black says, glad I ordered the collection this morning during the launch. Love watching Sheena doing these awesome demonstrations. And despite it all, says Ash, the embossing powder is beautiful. Right, Sheena, are we ready to go?
Yes,
Take
Ben.
2.
Yes, okay, so yes, I did it again and it worked. Ah, look at that. Look at how mystical that looks on your, look, boom.
Oh my, oh my.
Yeah, well, that's what we would have had the first time. Had the pesky butterflies.
Why,
and they know what they did.
Yeah.
Not kind of like, you know, photo-bomb the whole lot. So what we're going to do is you can just basically, we can colour that in. We've got options. We've got on the show, we've got the shimmer sprays as well. We've got the sparkle pens.
Oh, yeah,
basically, I'm thinking of putting a bit of sparkle in there. What do we want, Nicola? Sparkle pens.
Do it.
Let's do sparkle pens.
Yeah, on the
Let's
show.
get the sparkle pens into the mix.
Okay.
Here we are. So what colours do we have? We've got, let's go with this one. Now, because these are transparent, translucent, we're not going to get loads of colour from them, but we should get a little bit of bling, okay? So if you haven't used sparkle pens before, let me show you what they look like when you get them in a brand new. They've got this little band on them, yeah? And that means that's there to tell you that this unit here with all the paint and all the sparkle in it is sealed. It's literally a sealed unit, all right? Now, to get that unsealed, you're going to take that off. But before you do that, just give them a really good shake. It's easier to shake them first, because if you unfasten that and you forget to put the lid on, whoever's around you will not thank you for it. Just saying. Okay. Been there, done that.
Have you?
I did that with someone's kitchen.
No.
With tomato ketchup. That the top wasn't on properly. Yeah. How to win friends and influence people.
Have you ever been back to that kitchen?
It was funny. It was actually, I went to live in America and I was going to be a nanny for a year, and that was about the first week I was there. Yeah. I did do it for 3.5 years, so I must have done everything else right, just saying. So, yeah. So, right, so that's a good shake then. We're going to take that off, and then when you do that, you're going to tighten this in, and what that's happening is this bit is piercing that bit, and this also is something that you need to just move, because that's just like a gum arabic on there to keep it in place. And then what you want to do, where it says push, you just push it a little bit, just a few times like this, just to get that, and you should see the colour coming through here. Can you see that little bit just appearing there?
Yeah.
And give it a little bit of encouragement. There you go.
Come on.
And
Encouragement.
Like that,
brilliant.
yeah. Bit of encouragement.
Yeah.
And then what you get is you can then paint over your image and add a little bit of bling to the whole thing.
That's
like
so
that.
good.
And then just keep to the inside lines, but you should be able to just wipe it, and it'll just it should colour that, but stay away again from the embossed line. So we'll pop a little bit more colour through there, get a little bit more bling, and that's there. Another technique for you with your masks.
Yeah, it's another thing that I would never have thought of, but just seeing you do this onto your papers, I think is incredible, because you already look at how detailed our papers are. You just never spring to my mind. But now, and also this would work brilliantly, wouldn't it? You think of all of like the B-sides that we have on various paper pads, where you can then create your own detail over the B-sides. I think that would work absolutely incredibly as well. But yes, let's also talk about that for those who are just joining and thinking, oh, that's a lovely stamp, a lovely lotus stamp. Not a stamp. Stencil. No, not even that. Mask.
It's a mask.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know, I love that though as a crafter. It's the fact that you can do something with it's less money than I would have had to invest in for a stamp, because you know that material is more, and it would cost more to manufacture, more to bring to you, more. But you can do that with something that has got other. Its main purpose isn't to do this.
No.
I love that. I love that it can. Yeah, it does what it's supposed to do, but it can also do. This and this and this, and it just gets more, I think, interesting.
It's like, when is a mask not a mask?
Absolutely. When it's an embossing folder, when it's a stamp, when it's...
This is incredible.
Isn't it pretty?
Wowee.
You can go over again and just reinforce some of those bits and take your time, but I don't, just for time on the show, see, we can just, and then, see, so you can just reinforce those. See how much more blue those ones look by just going over those main areas again, because you might wipe a little bit off when we clean that up. But I love that. And obviously the reverse side, look at how that's embossed even on the reverse. Look at that. So you can dry embosses so well. If you went over with an ink pad on there, a lighter one. Let's try this one and see if you can show it. It might look rubbish because it's not the right colour, but it might just bring the pattern out so you can see how well that's embossed on there. See how well that and what the definition's like. That is so clear. So if you want to do an embossing, I would say the best card is the multi-purpose card. It's slightly not quite as robust as the watercolour, so it will hold that impression better. Another thing you can do is very gently spritz your card before you emboss it, and that will give you a deeper impression as well. But when you look at that, how all that pattern is there, can you see it just brings it out a little bit more? It looks a bit yuck with that colour on there, but it's just so that you can see on camera that, but that's what the side that it's all about there, that boom, electric. And what I would probably do there is use a little bit of the gouache or something and drop a few little more stars around it.
Okay.
Make it look a bit more mystical. I think it would look really pretty with that going on there, don't you, Ben?
I mean, I should know what to expect, really, because I've been hanging out with Sheena for quite a while. But this is next level. It's unbelievable. So many of you just saying it's incredible. And just can't quite believe what you're seeing here. Gorgeous, says Stephanie. Susan says, I purchased the mask on HSN and I'm loving the bling. And Mary Pat says, I've actually organised my sparkle pens yesterday. They were still in the box. This week has been like Christmas. If you want the sparkle pens as well, they are available for you. We've got them as individuals, but you get 3 pens within each of the sets. And as Sheena has just shown you there, really nice and easy to prime these, get these going. And, well, as you've seen, colour with these, but also create your own fantastic sparkly backgrounds as well by mixing the colour, because of course these are all water-based. So, if you want to go straight into your watercolour cards, you can. If you want to like dub these down onto your mats and paint with them, again, you can. This one is the Earthy Natural, so you get the 3. It's got more of a sort of autumnal sort of feel to it. You've got your holly leaf, you've got your smoked quartz, and then you've got the harvest moon in there as well. So those are the 3 colours. Brilliant price on this today as well. 15% you're saving. Then you get your discount, of course. So your platinum price, £8.83 or $12.91. And then the next set is Essential Bright. So again, 3 pens you're going to get. Of course, make sure you prime these before you get going with them. And then you've got in there your aquamarine, your pink garnet, and your firefly, just jam-packed full of that beautiful glitter micro pigment, and a really, really good value for money deal. £8.83 or $12.91. Stencils you want to see? Stencils I can do. And again, nice to have. I mean, you've probably got stencils already. If you've already got these, marvellous. Like, you can obviously use these alongside your masks and create some amazing backgrounds. This is a really great deal, actually. It's a 6-piece collection. However, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 stencils. Doesn't do it justice, you see. You get 3 in each pack. The first ones here, I won't even try and attempt to remember when we launched these, but they are the ones where you get your big, well, it's sort of 8x8 size, but it's, I think, was it the mesmerising glitter paste? It's on the screen, Ben. It's Thursday, it's late. Come on, just read the screen, Ben, it's easy. And who's Bren? Just read the screen, Brenda. The stencil here, 8x8, but you've got obviously got the border there as well. So you've got like a little bit of kind of wiggle room and manoeuvre there, if you wish. You've got your Greek key border in there as well, and then your little icon. So you get the 3 stencils within each of the sets here. The big one, the little icon, and then the border. That one is the laurel leaf. So I'm just laughing at myself there, not realising that these are from the mesmerising glitter-based stencils, because it says it on the screen. I literally read that every single day, and I didn't look at it then. This is my favourite from that set because I love that. The sun rays, I think it's the kind of thing that you can just have so much fun with, and it crosses so many different collections. That one again, you get your large 8x8, you've got that beautiful border, and then the icon in there as well. And then you've also got the little trios that we do as well. These ones are sort of 8x3.8. So this one comes with like the rick-rack. You've got the sun and then the little stars in there as well. If I flip that around, you might just be able to see the designs on that a little bit better. Then you've got your elaborate trio. Again, this one comes 3 different designs, more sort of swirls and flourishes on that one, as you can see down the bottom there. So lots of different designs to be working with there. And then you've also got the interlacing trio as well. And again, that one was some fabulous designs. If I flip, well, actually, if you look at the bottom there, you can see the 3 different designs that you're going to be getting within that set. £36 or $44 for that collection. Rachel says you could even heat emboss, then cut round and raise up on foam pads for extra dimension. You could. And Pat says mesmerising. There. We're going to have a quick break. We've got a few questions coming in, but get more in, please. Fire more at us. We're going to be answering your questions. So anything that you've ever wanted to kind of ask, please feel free to, particularly when it comes to your mixed media. Anything that you think we might have asked, oh, I can't ask it again, ask it, because people are always tuning in at different times. So anything about anything in the show, anything mixed media, anything crafty or non-crafty, it's over to you. So fire those in and we will come back answering your questions in around about 4 minutes' time.
Hi, I'm Becky. I'm the soft craft expert for Crafter's Companion. I've always crafted. I think because my parents worked at Shepperton Studios, I grew up at Shepperton. They were always working, so my holidays and my weekends and my evenings were spent at the studios, and I just sort of sit around with the other artists, and they'd give me a bit of clay to play with or some fabric. So I was always making things, and there were a couple of children around the same sort of age, and we just used to make clothes for our Cindy dolls. I'm flighty with my crafts. I want to try everything, so I go all out and I decide tomorrow I'm going to be doing candle making, and I buy all the stuff and I make candles, and then I lose interest and then I move on to the next thing. I want to be able to have a little go at all sorts of crafts, and I've always been like that ever since I was a small child, so I think I can turn my hand and give anything a go. My craft inspiration, I think a lot of that comes from the internet, looking online, being able to watch sort of artists producing bits and pieces, as well as sort of just general crafters. But a lot of my inspiration came from sort of my mum and my mum's friends, which were all sort of great designers and people that created all sorts of different things. The Crafters TV audience have been so kind to me. So when I first started, and I've not been here a huge amount of time, and I've done a little bit of presenting, I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made and when they've been inspired by the shows. I think that's great. My biggest achievement is when I put it on social media, I said that I was more proud of this than I was when I had my children. It was when I won a Demo of the Week. I was just absolutely gobsmacked that I'd won Demo of the Week. I don't often win Demo of the Day, so to win Demo of the Week, I was really, really super excited. Oh God, I can't give you the gossip because I've promised that I wouldn't give any of the gossip away, but it is great. Lots of us stay overnight in a house here, which is brilliant because we all get to know each other on a real personal kind of level rather than just colleagues. So it's a really great atmosphere, and there's so much to learn from all of these people that I work with. So I feel really quite blessed to be part of this. It is a happy family, I have to be honest.
My day-to-day life is pretty busy in work. Literally, I get in the door, I check my polls, I then check what I've got to demo, I then get everything ready, and it's just busy, busy, busy from there. I have a meeting with the producer, the director, we get then sorted for the shows, talk to the presenter, and it depends what side I'm on. I mean, sometimes I'm doing the presenting side, sometimes I'm doing the demonstration side, and I love both. It's actually who I get to work with. I can't say no more than that other than anybody that works here. We are a big family. We're so super friendly. I love Ben. I love it when we work together. And I don't mean that I don't love anyone else. It's the fact that Ben is the presenter and then I'm demonstrating, and we just have this great rapport. Same with Craig, same with Deb, same with the whole team. So yeah, the best part of the day is just getting to work with the best people in the industry. Oh, a night out. In the morning. Oh, none. I only drink water. Oh, well, I'm cutting out sugar, so it's got to be savoury. Masterclass. Oh, I can't leave the house without my lipstick. Oh, I love a baked potato. I relax, so I literally drive home normally and then I relax.
Welcome back, everybody. 25 minutes left on the show, so I can see we've got questions coming through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 questions. So before we go and sit down in Essentials Corner and answer those questions, shall we squeeze in one final demo with Sheena? I reckon, Sheena, you've got about 7 or 8 minutes to show us some more wizardry.
Okay, let's do it. All right, so what I've done in preparation, I've got some watercolour card. I've got this gorgeous echinacea stuck to the card with some stick and spray, the repositionable spray, just so it holds it in place. And I've got the little daubers here, which I'm going to use. And we're just going to start gluing in. So I'm going to pick one here and I'm going to do this yellow centres. We're going to use the opaque ink pads. So I'm just going to apply them to the middles like this with the yellow. And then I want a bit of orange towards the base of them, which will give them a bit more interest and make them look a little bit more 3D. Can you see how much that tiny little touch there makes all the difference? It just gives it that little bit of extra pop. And then we're going to pick some colours. Now, I don't even know, what colour are echinacea? I don't even know. Are they pink? I can't remember.
Aren't they sort of, I thought echinaceas were like white.
White? Pink?
Oh,
well, a myriad of colours is fine. That qualifies then. We're going to be blue today.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's great. I thought they were blue. That's right. They're blue. Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to... It doesn't... You know what? At the end of the day, they're your flowers. Doesn't matter what you want to do.
Well, they're sort of pinky.
Sorry?
They're sort of pinky.
Are they?
Yeah.
Pinky blue. That's what they're going to be. Right. Okay. So we'll pop a little bit of... Well, you know what? Artistic license.
Yeah.
Don't matter. And we're going to pop them in there like that. We might actually put a bit of pinky. Well, you know what we can do as well? I'm going to mix a bit. I'm going to pop a little bit of the... I'm using the opaque here, yeah?
Yeah.
But I think I might use a bit of the duets as well. Because as I always say, water-based inks and products all mix nice and play together. So I wouldn't be using them in isolation at home. So let's just do it like that. So I think I'm going to bring in a little bit of the raspberry ripple as well. Let's pop that on there. And let's pop a little bit of a pinky tone. So it's going to end up purpley because obviously with blue and then with pink. And indeed there you're going to go, you've got a purpley flower there. Right, they're pretty. So using the little daubers, there's a different one like this. And it actually gives it a bit more interest if you mix the colours instead of just using a flat colour, don't you think?
Absolutely.
So don't think that if you've done one, you go, oh no, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's fine. Just go ahead, ink over it. It's all good. And then we can pop a little bit of colour on the background, on the leaves, and then continue playing. So the leaves, I'm going to use some Spring Meadow.
Okay.
And pop that on there. And again, we've got the blue, so we can tone down these leaves a little bit as well. Just pop that on there like that. And don't worry if you catch a little bit of the, you know, onto the flower. Don't worry about that. If you catch one little border onto the next bit, it doesn't matter. It's all going to look cool when you remove the thing, hopefully.
You've had a great day with these today, haven't you? I can tell you thoroughly enjoyed working with these masks. And it's been so nice to get all of the inspiration from you as well. We've just seen what a versatile kit this is, haven't we?
Oh, absolutely. I've had great fun playing with these. I mean, they're, you know, they're again, I just love the fact that they're a good, affordable product that are super, super versatile. Yeah. That's a great crafting product for me. Yeah, absolutely. That's when I'm interested. So we've got all that colour on there. What I'm going to do is pop a little bit of colour around the outside as well. So I think I'm going to keep with, I might change the blue. Let's go with this midnight blue. Okay. Okay. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some glycerin because I don't want it very strong. I want this paler. It's a different type of blue. It's not as warm a blue. It's a cooler blue. But it just means that it's going to change it up a bit, but it definitely does need the glycerin.
You've got 11 questions have come in now. I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen. I thought we'll squeeze in another little demo. And now all the questions are coming in. We'll have to speed through them, won't we?
Yeah, we can.
Quick fire answers.
Well, if anybody can speed talk, Ben, we can.
We can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm just toning this blue down a little bit with that glycerin, which is going to dilute it slightly. So, and then if you want to try it out, just give it a try on a bit of scrap cord. And then we're going to go around the outside lightly. And again, I'm not worried about if I catch a little bit of the flower as I'm doing this, because I've kept it much paler. There's a little bit of colour on the flower, so that's okay. And we'll go around like this. Again, keep it paler. We can always darken it up if you want, but it's surprising how little you need to still see the outline when you take this away.
Yeah.
And then continue around like that. And I think we might be good to do the reveal.
Yeah.
Let me wipe this up, make you wait a bit longer. But doesn't it look pretty? That's, you know, and again, it's one of those things where you can actually you know, go around with a pen like we did with the cherry blossom.
Oh, that was
if you
good
want.
earlier on, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good. If it wanted darker, but oh no, that is so pretty.
So good, isn't it?
How easy is that?
Just beautiful.
Just like that with your small daubers. And you've got, and all you're going to do is trim that down, tighten it up a little bit with your trimming.
Yeah.
And you're gritting on there, and that's another cool card, good to go.
That is a brilliant sort of final demo. The masks are still available. We are over 70% of the stock, heading towards 3/4 gone. So do go quickly if you want to grab those. £32, $48. But like I've said, if you want to go for those individually, or if you just want to kind of cherry pick and choose your own smaller bundle, then of course you can. But go quickly. Lots of other things on the show for you as well. The In the Frame Bold Florals collection is the one that we launched last week, actually, and it's proved very popular. Actually, Debbie was using some of this, was it yesterday? Debbie was using that Art Nouveau frame, but you've got beautiful stamps in there, embossing folders, those stunning frames, all of your sentiments in there too. Really, really lovely collection, that one. And again, a great price, £56 or $80 if you're a platinum member. So plenty to be picking up. Now, there's so many questions. We had about 4 or 5. Now we've got about 45. So we'll try and get through as many as we can. Are you sitting comfortably?
I am sitting comfortably, thank you. Yes, very comfy so far. I may drop off.
Ah.
But I'll try and stay focused.
So the first question, so you know you were using the sparkle pens earlier.
Yes.
Susan is wanting to know the best way to store those, in your opinion, flat or straight up?
Flat, every time, definitely flat, because in there is a mica, a glitter, ultra fine glitter, and that's a solid, so it's always going to sink to the bottom. So if you imagine if it sinks to on the bottom of a larger surface area, like the pen lying flat, when you shake it, it's the agitation of the fluid across that area is going to mix it up much quicker than if it's all settled in a plug at the bottom of the brush pen, and there's only a little bit of water moving across the surface to get that moving.
Jackie Schwartz, I don't know if she did answer this question, but I feel, have we done it before? I don't know. Anyway, did Sheena ever answer the question someone had about if there was anything you could do to revive your... Oh, bless you.
Excuse me.
If there was anything...
Doing well today, aren't you, Ben? Oh, sorry. Oh, you know what? I need a bell, don't I? Unclean. Yeah.
Is there anything we can do to revive our gilding wax if it dries out?
The Pebeo gilding wax, you know what, guys? I can't help you because I've never experienced that.
No.
And this stuff messes with your head because it's not just wax-based. You know, when you say wax, wax is wax, isn't it? Like a candle. You think of a wax or furniture wax. It's wax, it's the stuff. And so wax is wax. And then there's other ones, gilding waxes, which are acrylic-based, and they call them gilding wax. And they dry up really quickly, the ones I've used before, because air and acrylic is a bad mix because it dries it like a plastic, it becomes hard, you can't reconstitute it, you can't re-wet it. Pebeo is like an emulsion, it's like a wax and an acrylic kind of hybrid-y stuff, that is just messes with my head.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you would use. Water wouldn't do it for sure, because you know when you try and clean up gilding wax, water doesn't do a thing, does it?
No.
Even if it's wet, if it's fresh, water doesn't help. The only thing that does help is something like Stick Away.
Okay.
Which is like a silicone oily kind of base thing. You could at a push try spraying a little bit of Stick Away in the jar if it's like the last ditch effort you're going to do before you put it in the bin, if that's what's happened to it. But I've never had that happen to my Pebeo wax ever in like however many years, 10, 12 years we've been using it. So just make sure in future you put the lid on super, super tight.
Yeah, try not to let it happen in the first place. Elizabeth Rapka, what is the difference between screen printing and masks?
Screen
Isn't
printing.
that like on a bigger process?
Yeah, it's a whole different lock. With screen printing, you do it usually like a mesh, and you use thick, gloopy ink.
Yeah, which you drag.
And it's like a mask, but it's also like a mask on a porous, like a canvas thing. So what happens is you squidge this thick, like printer's ink almost through this through the screen, and the mask stops part of the ink not going through part of the image, and it goes through the other part of the image. Very similar process, but a different mechanism. Does that help?
Yeah, it certainly does, yeah. Oh, this is a good one. Cindy says, opinions.
Oh.
I'm putting together a basket for a silent auction to appeal to beginners or advanced crafters. Any ideas what to put in? She says stencils, glitter paste, Spectrum Noir kit. So what would you add to that basket if you could?
Royal and Langnickel paintbrushes. Even if I didn't want them in there, I just wanted to say Royal and Langnickel. But yeah, paintbrushes, everybody needs paintbrushes, definitely. I think a good quality glue in there, because you're always going to need a glue. Tape runners, brilliant. You're always going to stick stuff together, depending on what your crafting's like. Good pair of scissors, crafted scissors are amazing.
They are.
I could keep going.
Yeah, it's a big basket this we're putting together, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a basic crafter's kit. They're all going to benefit. Most crafters have paintbrushes.
Yeah.
But have they got good paintbrushes? And paintbrushes wear out over time, so you need them. You might have some scissors, but again, scissors go blunt over time.
Yeah.
And the crafters ones are really good, you know, for keeping sharp, and they're good quality. So you might have scissors, but you might want better quality scissors. And you're always going to run out as well of consumables like tape runners and glue. So I would put stuff like that, good quality stuff like that in there as well. Colouring product, you know what I'm going to say. Aqua pens. I think a set of aqua pens, primaries or something, would be a great thing, because if someone who hasn't used them before will probably go, wow, I never knew.
Yeah.
And people who've already got them will go, great, I love these, I need more.
Yeah.
Because they're going to run out eventually too.
There you go. Hopefully there's a few ideas for you there, Cindy. Couple more, we've got loads of questions out. A couple more crafty questions, then we've got some questions about pets. But Hilary wants to know, can you use any ink pad to heat emboss, or is there a special type? Is there a best type to use?
You know what, generally, well, you know, you get your clear embossing ink pads, which are meant for that. They're, as you say, for embossing, and then they obviously work. But usually a thicker gloopy ink pad, if you look at your ink pads, the easy way to find out if they're going to be work for embossing is usually what they're held in. If they're held in a felt, like your water reactives, they're not the ones to go for, because they're a thinner ink. Felt likes a thinner ink. If they're thicker and gloopy, they're usually held in a foam. You know, the squishier ones, so the opaque ones. Fast drying, no, because that's going to tell you straight away, the clue's in the title.
Yeah.
It's not going to stay wet long enough for you to put the embossing powder on. So generally that, yes. And most embossing powders, your gold, your silver, your bronze, things like that are opaque. So even if you put black ink underneath them and it's a thick, gloopy ink, it's just acting like a glue, really, for the embossing powder to stick to. So when you melt it, if there's enough powder on there, it's going to be opaque. You're not going to see any black ink underneath it.
Question from Jill, who says, can you do the same with stencils as masks, i.e. run through the Gemini and emboss with powder? Should that be fine detailed embossing powder? Because I've got lots of different ones. So that's a two-part of that one.
You don't want the thick stuff, because this is not going to be as robust, because there's time being got. You know, when you stamp, you've got the stamp is designed to hold ink. And it's designed to transfer the ink quickly, which you then immediately put your embossing powder on. With this, you've got a stencil, which isn't really designed to hold that ink, but you're going to put as much on as possible. Then you've got to run it through a machine. Then you've got to take it out. So there's always all this time gone. So a thicker embossing powder would be too heavy. The grains would be too heavy to stick to that. The amount of ink that's on there, so a finer one would do. But yeah, you could do it with your stencils, but you're going to have to be quicker with your inking and quicker with your applying of your embossing powder, just the same.
What is the best ink to use with the mask on paper pad like Sheena just did with the Bella Luna?
What was the what, sorry?
What's the best ink to use with that?
I like the opaque ink.
Okay.
Yeah, the opaque ink was great for that. I really like that. In fact, I'm liking that for general embossing as well. Because, you know, if you use your clear embossing ink, sometimes you can't see if it's transferred. You know, so, you know, when you use it in a stamping platform, I'll do it a few times because you can't really see. Whereas if you use one of the, like a yellow, you can see where the ink is, so you'll know there's ink on the card. So you know when you put your powder on, it's going to be fine.
There's still questions coming in. This is brilliant. Stephanie says, Sheena, is there ever a time where you use an anti-static bag on a project other than using embossing powder? If working with loose glitter, what's the best way to get it to stay where you put it?
Loose glitter. Ooh, I'm not your woman for loose glitter. I normally avoid it because I get it everywhere. Oh, I'm not tidy enough for loose glitter. I need glitter contained. It needs to be in a glue and a spray. The anti-static bag, I do use it as well. If you've created an inky background and then you want to stamp on top of it, or you want to stamp and emboss on it, even though it's dry, sometimes it's still got a bit of moisture there that you can't see, and I sometimes use the anti-static there before I'll go and work on it further. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, the cough's coming back. The cough's coming back. I can't answer the questions coming up because they're about Sheena's personal life, so I can't answer those.
Okay, I think I've contained it.
Okay, we've got rid of the lurgy. One more craft question from Dana, who says, can one watercolour on canvas? If so, would you gesso first?
No, but you do use as a particular thing a watercolour ground, it's called, because that's what they're called. Ground is like, gesso's like a ground, so basically is an undercoat, a primer. Gesso is not the right kind of surface for watercolours. It's too it's either too absorbent or it's not absorbent enough, depending on who makes it. But you can get a watercolour ground if you look for that. That's what you're looking for. It's not cheap, but it's there. Google watercolour ground, and there is a make, but obviously I'm not going to share that, but look for it and you can get it.
Teresa says, does Sheena have any pets?
Oh, I do. Have you not seen Willow singing and talking to you yet? Cute. Seriously, get on my Wayne website, get on the Enquetes. Yeah, Willow is multi-talented. Not only does she catch a ball and do a little pirouette and come to heel in the middle.
Is that all stuff you've trained her to do?
All the stuff Maria has.
Maria.
No, I'm rubbish at it. I'm soft. She comes to me. She knows I'm the pushover. Maria's like, we'll give her a treat and I just go, here you are, darling. There you go. Yeah. Most I get her to do is shake a pole. Maria's got her balancing it on her nose. She's like this circus step, spinning plates. So, but yeah, and I just give her the treat. Yeah. So Maria's the one person who she's the dog whisperer, but but she's we do little messages. It's like Ask Willow on the website.
She's a cockapoo, isn't she?
She's a cockapoo, and she's a dad with little Barney. Barney was her dad, a poodle, and he was a little miniature poodle. So she's just a little dinky little cockapoo. Maybe in a couple of weeks' time, you might get to see her.
Stephanie wants to know how old is Willow.
She's 6.5 now. Yeah. She's just, she just makes me smile. And when I get back later tonight, very late tonight, it'll be a hip, hip, yip, 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 yip. She makes these little yippy sounds, and she just runs in a circle and around you, and then up you and round you, and then yipping. And,
it's so nice when they greet you like that, isn't it?
It's fabulous.
I mean, I've obviously seen Molly this morning. As soon as I get home, she's there, circling around, and Molly doesn't bark so much, but as soon as I'm in, she gets all her toys out and she's over,
she does.
brings the toys over, playing tug. Love them. Dana wants to know loads of questions about Willow. Sheena, does Willow sleep in her own bed at night? And how does she inspire your creativity?
No, she doesn't.
Oh, no.
She sleeps usually here.
What, in your bed?
Yeah, on the bed. We spoiled her. What can I say?
Pampered pooch.
She's spoiled. But she cuddles in as well. She tucks in. And like, she really wants to tuck in. And she'll lie a little head here. Oh, so cute.
Does
She's
she not
like
wake you
a
up in
proper
the
little
night?
cuddly. Now, once I'm asleep, I'm out of it, yeah.
Hmm.
No, it just wakes me up. But she doesn't actually, she does come in, but she throws herself against you. She can't get close enough to you sometimes. It's so cute. Yeah, she's spoiled.
Our Molly's in a bed downstairs, but she comes up in the morning for cuddles, Molly does.
She's got beds all over the house as well. She's spoiled, completely spoiled.
She's got more than one bed?
Oh, yeah, she's got bed in every room.
Okay, she gets
virtually.
tired going from the living room to the
Yeah,
dining
it's like,
room.
oh, it's a tough life being a cockapoo,
Well,
you know.
short legs, I suppose, isn't
Spinning
it?
the plates and doing
Yeah.
the tightrope. She needs a
And
bit
singing.
of a break. Singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a question. Oh, there was a. What was the other question? Well, Daniel also says, what craft do you enjoy doing the most?
Craft, oh, I'm like you guys. You know what? I go from one thing to the next and then I keep trying, but always come back to painting and drawing and watercolour. Watercolour-based colouring mediums is the staple, but then I'll try a bit. We've done a bit of pyrography, and we always do it enough to buy all the kit, like everything you need. All the wood, all the pyrography burning machines. The latest one is a laser. We got a laser before Christmas. A laser. And so that's quite good fun. When it's easy to use one, we can actually. So that's it. But yeah, we've got loads. We've got electronic die cutting machines. I bet everyone you can think of. Silver clay jewellery. We've got all that waiting to play with as well. I've done that in the past. So yeah. You're a crafter. What are you going to do?
What you gonna do?
What are you going to do?
A final question from Laurie, who says, Sheena, when you lived in New Jersey, did you ever go to Longwood Gardens?
Oh, you know what? I didn't live in New Jersey. I visited New Jersey to the factory where all the inks are made. I lived in California. I lived in Irvine in California. So lots of places there, mostly restaurants. So no, I didn't. But if I go back, we need to talk more. No, I didn't. But fabulous. I mean, it's so vast, America. And I was lucky enough to travel across the East Coast as well, North and South Carolina. And
You'll have to come and jump. Debbie and I were talking about taking, we were going to buy a Winnebago on the company expenses.
I can imagine a road trip.
And go on a road trip. You'll have to jump on the bus with me and Robinson.
I'm there. Yeah, definitely. Can you imagine? That should be filmed.
Yeah, because you'd have a bit of knowledge, wouldn't you, of where to go, you know, what the best hangouts
on the West Coast. Yeah, I'm good with that bit. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
That would be a show, that, wouldn't it? Can you imagine? 3 of us on a tour bus. Well, brilliant question. Cindy just says, thank you so much, Sheena and Ben. That was for the suggestions what to put in the basket. I'll let you all know how the auction goes. Thank you. Yeah, please do. Stephanie Theodos just says, thank you, Sheena, for a wonderfully inspirational day. When are you back? Are you back next week?
No, I'm not back next week.
The week after?
Yeah, the week after, I think. Yeah, it might be the week that's messing with me head. It might be a Monday.
Oh, you're back on April Fool's Day, aren't you?
April Fool's Day. How appropriate.
It's me and you.
Yeah, well, what?
Two fools together, eh?
Yay! They must have known it was like it was planned.
Massive thank you to Sheena, though. What a brilliant day. Always inspirational. Hopefully you picked up lots of ideas. And hopefully you've picked up that collection as well, because you can now go away with all of those masks. And I mean, goodness me. 6, 7, 8, 9 different demonstrations and ideas that you can take with you. So yeah, it's been a brilliant day. Don't forget as well to keep shopping the masterclass show. Loads of goodies there that you'll want to take away and put in your basket to go with your masks. And of course, use that code, anything mixed media, NCM mixed media. You can use that up until end of play on Sunday. So please make sure you do get the best value for money out of all of your goodies. I say thank you to Sheena, thank you to the team. Always fun. And we're back tomorrow. I say we're back. I'm back tomorrow. We've got a first look live at 1 with Lily. And then tomorrow night, slightly different to end your week. But what a way to go out. We've got cartloads. So until then, thanks for watching so much. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye.